Welcome to the vlog. I've been seeing these things that are like basically bodiless sweaters on Instagram. Honestly, they've been in style for a little bit. They're already on Shein, so you know that they've been around for a little bit if they've already made it to Shein. I've been tagged in some posts. My friends have told me that I should make one, and you know what? I'm making one because I can, so I should. When I was looking at it online, they're called boleros, I think, or just shrugs. I don't really have the full-on plan. I'm not following a certain pattern. I'm kind of just like looking at photos of ones that I have seen online and kind of like figuring out how they made it. So we're gonna see how that goes, but that'll make it kind of fun. Lately, I've been making a lot of sweaters with the same sweater vest pattern that I sell on my Etsy and just like doing different colors and replacing the words. And I'm kind of sick of that. Loved that era of knitting. I cranked out so many different pieces. There's a cockroach on my ceiling right now. Okay, I'm gonna get that. Excuse me. God damn it. Got it. Ew, its juices are on the ceiling now. Okay, whew. Where were we? So today I'm going to be making a bodiless sweater, bolero, shrug, whatever you want to call it. And the goal is to use yarn that I already have. I own a lot of yarn. I don't need to buy more because I do like things that look more scrappy. I should start making pieces that utilize scrap yarn. I feel like my style tends to be like very colorful and very collage-y almost. So for me, it kind of makes sense to like have a piece that's kind of nonsensical and colorful and scrappy. I picked out the colors that I want to use. Starting with red. I knew I wanted to use red for the ribbing along the waist. That's not really a waist now because I guess the waist is kind of above your boobs for this kind of project. But anyways, I knew I wanted to use red for the ribbing along there and then on the ribbing near your wrists for the cuffs of the sleeves. And to go along with the red, I wanted to use purple. I've always really liked the color combination of red and purple because I don't feel like you see it that often in clothing, but I think that a true red with like a good lilac purple is just like so cool and so fun. So I knew I wanted those two colors as my base. And because this piece is a little bit more scrappy, I wanted to use this chartreuse color that I've had for a little bit. The thing with this color is that I bought this yarn in Denver and I don't have much of it, so I can never do a full project in this color. I don't know when I'm gonna run out of it and I can't really buy more because I got it in Denver. This is the perfect project to use it for because if I run out of it, it doesn't matter because the sweater is not gonna make sense. And then I felt like I needed kind of one more color to introduce into the sweater and I picked blue. I don't know, blue is my favorite color. I make a lot of things with blue and that's just kind of what I landed on. And then looking at my yarn, I decided I wanted to use this scrubby white. Brooke gave this to me for my birthday and her intention was for me to like use it in combination with other colors to kind of like give something a fun texture. And you know what, she's right because I think that that would make this piece really fun. So it's probably gonna itch me, but I think it'll make it look cool. So I'm just gonna kind of suck it up and use it. And because I want different tones and textures throughout this project, we're introducing more of the same colors, but just in different forms. So we have an other red, a chunky blue, an other blue, a chunky purple. Mostly going to be using my favorite knitting needle size, which is a US 11, as well as a US 15 and a US 8. We're gonna get like a really trendy piece of clothing out of it that no one can buy anywhere, which is the best thing about knitting is that you have a one-of-a-kind piece that people will ask you where you got it, and then you get to say that you made it, and everyone's impressed with you at the party where you are. So I think the plan is to sit here all day and knit as much as I can until knitting club. It'll be interesting to see how far I get. The overall structure of the piece, I'm gonna write down, but like when I switch colors, I don't really give a shit. That's the point, is that I don't really want to repeat that ever again. It is 11:09. I also have 2 Hinge notifications. Let's see what they are. Dale. Oh, thank you. Nick? No, thank you. Okay, well that was fun. Okay, let's start knitting. Okay, well I'm going to watch the D'Amelio show, admittedly. Okay, so, update. It is about 3 p.m. You know, I kind of dilly-dallied for about an hour in there. So let's say for about 3 hours, this is how far I got. I have finished the front part. One, I'm loving the color combos. Do you see the little fuzzy white stuff? I think the length is pretty good because ideally I'll sew the ribbing parts together, the front and the back piece, and then the sleeves will attach around here. So the only part that's like attached below the armpit is the ribbing, is what I think I'm going for. I feel like it's pretty good, but I'm liking the collar, how it is just like kind of a red trim, but I'm gonna leave it kind of like raw feeling like this. And I wanted it to be a little bit of a wider neck neck than what I normally do because I think it would be fun if, you know, you're wearing a tank top or something, if you can kind of see the straps like through. As we know, I normally do like a lot of mock necks and I'm trying to do a different style, okay? So I'm really proud of myself for being brave and for doing a wider neck hole than what I'm typically used to. I'm going to do the back panel, I think, to match these stripes exactly, but then both of the sleeves are gonna be different. There's a part of my brain that just like has to have the front and back match each other. My one qualm with this is that, so I did one strand of this like lime here and I thought it was gonna be a little bit of a looser weave, but it's not as loose as I thought it was gonna be. I didn't feel like going back and fixing this one. Just full steam ahead, just like get it done, go. But on the arms, I think I will try to use some bigger needles to give that effect that I was kind of going for. It's not as loose as I wanted, okay? And that's fine because we learn. I'm gonna make a bagel. I told myself I was gonna wait until I finished the front panel. I'm fucking starving. My coffee tastes like ass, but the D'Amelio show was good for anyone that wanted to know. Holy shit, I need to get a bagel cutter. It's good. I normally buy the pre-cut bagels, but Trader Joe's didn't offer that, so. Okay, well I'm gonna do the back piece, which is literally the same thing that I just did. It is, you know, almost 7, so. There was like an hour where I just kind of was like fucking around. So I could be further, but I'm not, and that's fine. Because, you know, we're human and we're not just gonna like be able to just sit and knit all day. Sometimes we just have to like scroll on our phone. I have finished the front and the back. Mentioned I was just gonna sew up like the ribbing. This is gonna attach like this. Was that enough for a sleeve? But I'm used to doing like big balloon sleeves. This is gonna be a tighter sleeve, so I kind of need to like get over there not being as much room. If I sew it up to that red part, I'm like, is that enough? Also, this comes down a little bit, like it's not completely under my armpit. So I'm like, I think that's enough. Let's see if I can grab. The look is for this to be a little bit tighter. So I think I just kind of need to get over my fears of it like being too tight. I am liking it. I think we're gonna be fine. There's only one way to find out, and that's to push forward. And if it doesn't work out, then you have to go back, which sucks. But that's what happens when you try something new. And like I said, I'm trying to challenge myself. And I did, for the record, change tennis skirts because like, you know, when you just have a tennis skirt or anything that's just kind of like been in your crotch all day, needed a different tennis skirt. I'm gonna get Sarah, we're gonna go to knitting club. I'm really excited to show Brooke what I'm working on because I know she'll be intrigued. All of the different colors, a kombucha because that sounds nice. Probably these Cheez-Its. Yeah, I'll probably take these too. I'm gonna pack my knitting bag. Let's go get Sarah. Okay, what are you making, Brookie?
I'm making a sweater. I'll show you my inspiration. It's gonna be like this ribbing in this rust color and then red and pink checkered, loosely based off of,
Oh, wow.
I've never done like a long turtleneck like so. So I'm looking forward to getting to that part.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, you're really, really fucking ready. Okay.
That's how excited I am because I'm in the home stretch. My very first sweater vest, an SDG sweater vest. And I gotta give a shout out. This pattern has become my best friend. It looks difficult upon first glance. You may think that it's like you're reading HTML or something like that, but it's truly incredibly simple and explained pattern. I'm just really excited. I just want to thank both of you for being on this journey with me. But there's no lettering this time, just a simple sweater for Patricia. But then my next project, get ready.
Have you gotten her to try it on, like pull it over her neck?
No, I've been too nervous.
And can I just echo something that Matt said?
Yeah, piggyback.
You don't realize how like good Sally Darr's patterns are until you look at a different pattern.
And Patty's a little.
Well, hey, I'm gonna do something next week, pending if I get yarn.
Right.
Which has been kind of like my issue for the last. I just like got bored of it, but now that I'm looking at like designs and I want to put them on an actual pair, like item that I can utilize other than just like a fucking piece of fabric, I think I'll be okay.
It really is so pretty.
Thank you.
It forms like a natural stripe pattern.
Yeah, I did that all. I need to go get another yarn of this to finish it completely, but
It's so cute.
thanks. And this also, I kind of dropped it. And
I'm not knitting.
He might be having appendicitis.
Oh,
that's
okay.
true.
Very
yeah,
excited.
Could be bladder cancer, appendicitis, UTI,
Literally,
kidney
like, don't-
stones,
Can you
or
get
constipation.
UTIs?
Did you just say, can guys get UTIs?
I'm just praying it's constipation.
At Sally Darr, has anyone ever told you look like the exact identical mix of like Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Kelly Clarkson all together? I'm not knitting, by the way. I was just asking. Yeah, I'd highly suggest everyone play the Cozy Fall Shop ambiance, relaxing jazz music and rain sounds for stunning relaxation and sleep from the Calmed by Nature channel, which will be linked in the description below.
So, one thing that I've learned is when you learn how to purl, regular knitting is so much easier. Aww, thanks, Sally Darr.
Hey y'all, Tristan here, and
One thing about Tristan, he's always looking for the next little bit of drama. I've seen this walk when you have too much to drink.
That is so true. She walks like that when she's blackout.
That's so mean. That's not true.
I think that came from me.
Yeah, thank you too.
Hey, your legs look great, by the way. Just if you could learn to walk.
Thank you, Patricia.
Your ass out like that.
What do you mean?
It's the next day. I didn't make much progress at knitting club, but I've made some progress this morning and I have some beef. I felt like everything was going fine. And now the arm isn't exactly what I envisioned. I think I should have casted on fewer stitches. Okay, I did switch the bigger needles. This is like a little bit more like fully, which I'm liking. That red part's probably bulging in a way that I don't like because I switched to like the larger knitting needles here. I don't know. It's not going the way that I wanted it to. I'm gonna reassess. I'm annoyed. But you know what, that was bound to happen. I have made the difficult yet very brave decision that I think I'm gonna take out the entire sleeve because I want it to look how I want it to look. This is how I justify when I like go back on a project. You're never gonna be fully happy with it because you're always gonna remember what could have been. If you are changing it in a way that's actually like less work, meaning that you're gonna cast on fewer stitches, which in this case I am because I'm gonna cast on a fewer amount of stitches than I did this past time, it'll still be more work in the end, but if you think about it, if I cast on like 10 fewer stitches, let's say I have 10 more rows to go in my current place, and that's like 100 more stitches than I would have if I were, does that make sense? It's still gonna be more work, but the sooner you stop, the less work it will be. It makes sense in my mind. So I successfully started over. I got to about like this point where I am, and then I went back to this red part because I wasn't really liking the way that this lime green was doing. I like what it's doing now. Going from this red to this green and keeping the same amount of stitches but increasing the knitting needle was just like leaving a weird bulge, which like logically I understand why it was leaving a weird bulge, but I just thought because you're going from, you know, 2 strands of worsted weight to like 1 strand of this, I just didn't think it was gonna poke out that way, but it ended up doing that, which was a lesson for me because I've never done that exact like path. I wanted it to either not bulge at all and just go like straight across and just like have this like looser weave that the lime green's doing now, or I wanted it to kind of go in how it's doing. So to achieve that, so I increased the knitting needle, decreased the stitches. I ended up just doing knit 2, knit 1. I just kind of picked that. And then once I went from the green back to the purple, I just increased the stitches back to where I was. It's hanging the way I want it to hang. Like that's the kind of the effect that I was going for. I'm happy I went back and fixed that. This white yarn is really fucking itchy if anybody wanted to know. I did envision having like a tighter section of the sleeve right after my elbow, and that is kind of where we are. And then I'll increase again to make it flare out. I think I'm gonna decrease the knitting needle size as well as divide it by 2. Even if it's like cutting off the circulation below my elbow, great, that's what I fucking want. Okay, so I can achieve the vision that I'm looking for. I just want to finish 1 sleeve because once I finish 1 sleeve and enjoy that 1 sleeve, then I know I can easily translate it to this side. I'm going to a concert tonight. My friend Caroline is opening for Lizzie McAlpine. I'm really excited because she's one of my favorite artists and is a friend, which is like really cool that like I'm a fan of like one of my friends. But I'm trying to finish 1 sleeve before this fucking concert. Okay. Unfortunately, I do have to start getting ready because my friend Caroline's on her way. So I'm going to see my friend Caroline with another friend Caroline. I did not intend for this vlog to span multiple days. I thought I would be much faster at knitting. I think I got too cocky. Yes, I'm in the gamer chair, but I cover up the logo with one of my sweatshirts because I get embarrassed. I did like the tighter blue part. It made like a very interesting little bubble effect. Really hope you guys can't see my underwear. Thing is that our friend Caroline is opening for Lizzie McAlpine, and I've listened to some of Lizzie's music and I like it, but I know every single word of like like most of Caroline's songs. And so Caroline's the opener, and it's like, well, I'm going to see Caroline. No hate to Lizzie. I've been to concerts where I don't know the words to the songs. Pretty much always been like a really good concert experience, and I like found two of my like favorite bands because of it. One being the Avett Brothers, like way back when, didn't know a word, went home, was obsessed with them. And then Haim, I actually went to one of their concerts and like didn't know any of the words and then became obsessed with them. But it's just like funny going to a concert for the opener. I've just never done that before. If you watched my vlog where, you know, I'm sitting at my dining room table and crying, I did mention some songs that I was listening to that would like make me sadder than I needed to be. And most of those songs are Carol ad songs. I think that's how you pronounce it. What's fun about crying to music that your friend made is that you can text her and tell her that she's made you upset. So I did text Caroline one night at midnight and I said, I just want you to know that I'm laying in bed crying to your songs in the dark. And she said, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but that's fine. It means that I did my job. And I said, yeah, well, you're really good at your job. What a fun job knowing that you've done a good job if you make someone cry. It's like you would evaluate your performance based on like how many tears you made your fans shed. My Spotify Wrapped 2022 is gonna be probably number 1 Taylor Swift, because I don't really think anyone's gonna beat her. But if someone does beat Taylor Swift, it's gonna be Carol's music. I went to college with Caroline for a year and then she dropped out to pursue music. And we weren't really friends in college. I just like kind of knew her. But then I ran into her at Coachella. She was like, hi, do you remember me? And I was like, yes, I do remember you. Let's, you know, get coffee once we're back in LA. And I said, awesome. And then we did. And then she came to knitting club and now we're friends. Then I bought my new chair that I started this vlog with. That's a chair from Caroline's childhood home that she was selling on Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, wait, I actually, 1, think the chair is really cute, and 2, am also your biggest fan. And I do want to own a chair from your childhood bedroom in the least weird way possible that I can say that. I personally have never been on the list for a concert and I'm feeling very cool. This is the outfit I landed on. This t-shirt actually is funny because this t-shirt was my sister's and she tried to give it away to like Goodwill or something, and I was like, no, I like that shirt, I want to keep it, because it was purple and green, and I was like, maybe I would wear it for Mardi Gras related things in college. Never wore it in college at all. I don't think even once. You know, I kept it throughout college, moving to grad school, here to this part, like kept it for years, have never successfully worn it, and today is the day that I'm actually feeling like I want to wear it. So yeah, like donate your clothes, but also if you truly in your soul believe that you know that you will eventually wear it, keep it. You know, it took me about maybe like 8 years, but here we are. I don't know what bag, like maybe this doesn't perfectly match, but I think it's so fun. This purple kind of looks navy. Yeah, this red one seems more fun. As we know, I like color, probably to a fault sometimes. Example A, that fucking sweater. That's the whole reason why I'm vlogging.
God, I'm so obsessed with forever. I think I forgot to remember.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
Carol was great. Me and Caroline were screaming her lyrics so loud, everyone turned to look at us because like we knew every song from the opener, and then we knew like none of the lyrics for Lizzie McAlpine. I'm a Lizzie fan now. She was really great, so I'm excited to listen to her music more. It's Friday morning. It's time to knit. I want this thing to be over with. First arm is done. So now we just have to repeat it. I love the way it turned out, particularly like this part with like the little bubble. On to the next sleeve. So it's not done yet. This is definitely taking longer than I would have preferred, but it is a Friday night and I do have somewhere to be. Like now, I'm actually very late. I'm trying to fit the aesthetic of the event that I'm going to, but I also would wear this on a normal day because this is actually very much my aesthetic on any given day.
I'm wearing Sally Darr's earrings. Do they look good?
Oh, they do!
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go because we're late.
I would like to speak to that influencer man, gentleman, man, whoever he is. He's a hound tooth. He's right. Is he talking about?
Trying to get Tina Dunham behind you.
Oh, yes.
Yes, she's right there in the blue dress.
Yeah, bye.
This is actually really cute.
Yeah.
I was so excited to knit this morning. Made coffee, sat down to knit, only to discover that I did cast on the wrong amount of stitches from the jump. I have been 4 stitches short since the very first row on the second sleeve. Because I was wondering why my counts were off after I switched needles, increased, decreased, all that jazz, and I thought that I just like messed up somewhere within the increasing and the decreasing. I actually got that part right. What I got wrong was picking up the stitches in the round from the very first row. So I did rip out the whole sleeve. I'm starting over on the second sleeve. Kind of just a evergreen lesson within knitting. It's to always count your stitches and always kind of check in where you are, which I just neglected to do this time. It's fine, I'm fine. I'm gonna make another bagel because that's all I eat. God, even the pre-cut bagels are hard to tear apart. In pure salad art fashion, I have not weaved in my ends. As soon as I finish a project, I'm just excited to be done. I think it looks great. I haven't even tried it on yet. I was just so excited to put it on the hanger. Oh, it's so good. So you guys have already seen this sleeve. This is the new sleeve. I mirrored them in shape and then the colors are just different. I'm really proud of myself. I think it's really cool. I think it's really unique. This is nonsensical in a way that still makes sense because this overall structure is like mirrored, but like the color changes are whatever. Look at the two little bubbles next to each other. They're so sweet. I guess all I need to do is like take photos in it. I really need to take this off. I'm getting really hot. Oh. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and bye. That's also like, ew, something's